Yesterday was a really exciting day because we were going out for dinner for one of the first times in a long time to celebrate this tradition we have in Brazil. We went to this Japanese restaurant, and the reason why we went there was because it was relatively cheap compared to the other restaurants that there were there, and the food was equally as good. We ordered our stuff and we ate. I had a poke bowl with like salmon, edamame beans, peas, corn, seaweed tofu, rice, whatever. That was good, except there was a lot of mayonnaise on top and in. I also had 5 fried gyozas, 3 pork, and 2 veggies. And besides that, I had 2 fried chickens. I decided to go all out, but now I regret it. There was just so much oil and so much fried stuff. And after I finished eating, I got so bloated. It was crazy. And that's what you expect after eating all that. To punish myself and to fix this issue, I decided to do a fast. Before anything else, let me just show you a little pre-recording. It is currently 8 o'clock. I'm so hungry. Damn. So literally, I can't even speak. I woke up at 5:30 and did my usual stuff, and I went to the gym, and I still haven't had anything to eat. Usually I would eat something before the gym around 6 o'clock. And then, like the overnight oats, the recipes are linked in the description. And then I would have, at like 9 o'clock-ish, a second breakfast. Usually some eggs, some vegetables, or some fruits. Anyways, I'm doing this 16-8 fast, where I'm not eating for 16 hours, and I'm eating only for 8 hours. I don't know if I'll last. Still got 2 hours and 20 minutes. But what I'm doing right now, currently, I have black tea, a shot of espresso. I got my notes for the video I'm making right now and my YouTube channel up right here. So here we have a shot of espresso. Oh, that's done. Oh my God. Hopefully this allows me to go hard. I am now recording this at 8:40, and I can safely say the fasting so far, plus the caffeine, has definitely worked its wonders. It has helped me lock in like crazy and get this YouTube video done in time for me to go to school. So why do people decide to fast? And why did I decide to do one of the easier ones, the 16-8 split? Well, of course, there are many reasons, ranging from spiritual reasons and cultural reasons to scientific and psychological reasons. Obviously, I'm a little kid. I do not know anything about the science. I'm not a scientist, and I'm not a spiritual leader myself like Dalai Lama, obviously. So instead, I'm going to be speaking anecdotally from my own personal experience. So I am a person who gets bloated very, very easily. And it's gotten so bad to the point that I have to go see a nutritionist in a week to see what is my problem, And it's not just bloating. It's excessive farting, it's stomach pains, and I just hate it. And I found that fasting, it doesn't matter if it is intermittent fasting, so the 16-8 split, where you spend 16 hours without eating, 8 hours eating, or alternate day fasting, where some days you don't eat and some days you eat, is that it reduces inflammation, thus minimizing my bloating, my stomach pains, and my excessive farting. Another thing that this helps with, weight loss. So basically, fasting can produce ketosis, which is a process that occurs when the body doesn't have enough glucose for energy. so it breaks down stored fat instead, which is the whole purpose of the keto diet, if you didn't know. This, coupled with fewer calories consumed overall, can lead to weight loss. Me personally, I'm not trying to lose weight, but I wanted to share this incredible benefit instead for those people who may need it. With the sciencey stuff said, let's get to the more interesting psychological reasons. To understand this, let's take a step back, a few thousand steps back, all the way back to the caveman days. The caveman days, they lived a really simple life. They woke up, and the first thing they did was put on whatever clothes they put on, grabbed their hunting spears, and went out into the wild, out into the savannah to hunt for food. They woke up feeling hungry and sometimes spent hours hunting, killing the thing, taking another hour or so to cook it, to skim it, clean it, and then finally being able to eat it. Back in those ancient days, they had to hunt for the food before eating it. Nowadays, we don't really have to hunt. All we need to do is cook it. And that takes literally 5 minutes. If we look at these ancient times, they hunted because they needed to eat. It increased their drive. And their drive for what? For food, right? But more importantly, the chemical dopamine in your brain, which releases pleasure. The chemical dopamine now is associated with some bad stuff, but it actually is good. It acts as a motivator, and the reason why it is a motivator is because we need it to live, literally. There was a study that looked at rats that when you removed their dopamine, so inhibiting their dopamine transmitter, they just didn't have a will to live. Even if there was food right next to them, they didn't eat the food. Why? Because they didn't have that drive. What I'm trying to say is that fasting can be a powerful drive in your life to get things done. And yes, we are not living in those days, but the same principles apply. And me speaking from experience, I locked in like crazy when I was getting this video done, and I'm locking in now. But if you are still not convinced, then hear this. Eating food can make you sluggish. Brain activity and cognitive function appears to slow following a meal, and eating promotes a drop in the hormones that maintain alertness and a rise in hormones that promote sleepiness, like melatonin and serotonin. There's also another reason here, and if you want to read it, simply pause and read for yourself. This said, removing the food removes the sleepiness, thus increasing our drive that dates back all the way to our ancient days. Before we finish up this video, I just wanted to talk a bit about caffeine and how it can benefit you during fasting, just as a little side note. I really do suggest drinking black coffee or just some type of caffeine because it enhances that drive, right? Caffeine gives you energy. So imagine that ancient drive combined with the benefit of caffeine, especially on an empty stomach, right? The effect of caffeine will be even greater while simultaneously suppressing hunger. I'm sure you guys know caffeine suppresses your hunger, which would help you complete however long your fast is. I hope you have seen the incredible benefit of fasting and you try it for yourself. I recommend starting off with just that simple 16-8 split. What I did, I had my last bite at 6, and I'm going to eat at 10:20 at recess at school. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe if you have learned anything new, and I'll see you all for the next one. Ciao!